Previously on 4624.
You got to do whatever the authorities or your parents are telling you.
Right.
You was like, man, I want to stay in his good graces because I don't want him to make me disappear like they made my brother
Right.
disappear.
It was all safety. That's what we do as young children. Like argue in front of young children, they will shut her down. They feel all that.
Yeah.
My thing was to get in a space of keeping myself safe. I saw how extreme that this could go.
4624. Man. It was Cantala. We had some good times too, though. I can't just say it was all bad. Seemed like a long time ago, 4624. Let me take you down this road. I just want my story told. I just want to break the mold. Trauma healing unfold. Seemed like a long time ago, 4624. Let me take you down this road. I just want my story told. I just want to break the mold. Trauma healing unfold. It was me, my pops and my mama, my little sis in a 3-bedroom, too bad. The house we rich. Seemed to have.
What's up, sis?
Part two.
Part two. Let's clear the air.
Yeah, clear the air. Oh my gosh.
So the question
What
that
are
I
we
had,
clearing? First of all, how are you?
man, I'm good. I can't complain.
I didn't
can't
ask that
complain.
last time. We just jumped right in. You jump in quick.
Man, I'm used.
Yeah, you're like, let's
used to
go.
that.
Yeah.
So let's clear the air.
All right.
I know in the past episode,
Yeah.
I was asking you how you felt. What came out of the conversation that we had,
Yeah.
argument, disagreement, whatever you want to call it, was I'm not my dad. I
Right.
always get blamed for this. It's not my fault.
Right.
It's not my fault. That's my dad, but I didn't do it.
Yeah.
And a lot of times people blame other people that are closest to them or look like them or act like them, and they try to put whatever their sin or whatever they did on the child because they're left. And maybe the daddy, it could have been a baby mama or whatever, an ex-husband that they're dealing with, and the child looked just like
Right.
the ex, looked just like them, act like them, and their relationship failed for whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And now that child is getting the brunt of every single emotion that mother felt.
Yeah.
Do you feel as though you've been a child that was...
Well, let's clear the air. Inside, I felt like it was just unspoken. Y'all would always say, and I don't remember this because I was young, you and mom is y'all. Anytime something was about to happen, like some sort of abuse, y'all knew it because I was moved to the side. Is that true?
Yes.
Is that a true thing?
Yeah.
And then the abuse began to
Yeah.
continue.
Yeah,
Or whatever. So that's one of the narratives that started to put me in a situation where I began to think, like, was I resented for that and me not being able to control that? Was I resented for that from y'all's point of view? That's how I felt, to clear the air.
Yeah.
But is that how it was?
No, I wouldn't say that you were resented. I would say, because I didn't want anybody to get hit with those.
Period.
Them punches was crucial. So I didn't want nobody to get hit. But I think me, as well as mama, probably felt that you didn't feel the same type of pain that we felt
Okay.
because we got hit with them blows. And he was very specific and moving you to the side, getting you out the way. And that's how we knew it was going to go down before he started just going off on us. So it wasn't any resentment. It was more like, she don't really know. You know what I mean? Because she ain't get punched. She didn't get up behind me. Like it was a badge of honor. It's not a badge of honor. Nobody should have got abused. And to your point, you can't help that. You can't help that he moved you. So, and talking to mom, she said that in some cases he looked at me like I was his son. But in some cases he was like, he ain't got the Hayes blood. So it's a difference. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be a difference in how I treat him.
Right.
Versus, so maybe subconsciously.
Right.
Let me be real, because if we're going to do this,
If
we're
we're
going to
going
be
to
real.
clear it.
Subconsciously,
Okay.
I just didn't understand how I was less than or treated less than because I didn't have Hayes blood in me.
Mm-hmm.
And you weren't. All the way down to, I wanted to be a patrol.
Right.
And it was like, if you made straight A's, you can be a patrol. So we can go to D.C. and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I wanted to be a patrol so I could snitch. I don't know.
Being
But
patrol.
I made the straight A's, did what I was supposed to do, and I was excited. I was like, hey, they say I can be a patrol. He was like, nah, you ain't. I'm not going to let you be no patrol. But I saw, she was way younger than me.
Right. I was so happy to become a patrol. We had a 6-year age gap.
Right.
So you saw it later.
Right.
I would have been in 3rd grade, so that puts me at like 9 or 10.
But yeah, just being a patrol was a big deal.
Right.
And for that to be diminished and I wasn't allowed to, and I'm privy to conversations that mom had about certain things, he definitely put you on a pedestal higher than me because I wasn't blood.
And that's wrong on so many levels, especially when you say that you're being a father or mother or whomever to a child that you didn't give birth to. But to clear the air on that's intel I didn't know.
Yeah.
Like, all I know is I became a patrol and I'm going to be a lieutenant. He's like, you should be the captain, So my experience was different, but it wasn't by my own doing. I wasn't trying to do those things. And I think just for a lot of years, I felt like it was just unspoken. That was your dad. Anytime something was bad, that was your dad. Anytime something was good, that was our pops, or that was her mother. That was her husband. I just felt like anytime it was bad, it was like, that's y'all. Like you rolling with the abuser.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Quote unquote.
Yeah. Yeah. But that's not
And
fair
I
to
saw different sides of dad.
you. Yeah.
And when you're young, it could cloud your judgment because I'm like, this is the same person who told me you can be that news reporter. Go for captain. Like, this is that same person, but this is also the same person that I can remember how they made me feel, how they related to my mom and brother.
Yeah.
Like I could feel it.
Yeah.
And even to me at times, just aggressively discipline-wise, just the control element of things. But everything on that end was like driven to perform and succeed and be the best and do this. And again, it had really molded me into a person that was safety first. So I'm going to talk to you. I'm your friend. I love my dad anyway, but I'm going to do what I need to do to stay safe too, as a default.
Right. No, I understand that. I understand that.
Yeah.
So to clear the air on my end, when I left the house, I know you were young. I just want to know what the vibe of the house was like when I left. Was I still talked about, or was it, I know mom talked about me, but was I even talked about or mentioned in the house? What was the vibe like when I left and never came back? Because I always wanted to know, dang, like when I was in foster care and I was living in these homes, I was like, do they ever think about me? Do they ever be like, dang, how's he sleeping at night? Did he have a good day today? You know what I'm saying? Did anybody ever care?
Right.
So was I ever talked about, or what was the vibe?
So this is where my memory, I don't remember quite like that, but I can feel different things. So from a feeling perspective, just me trying to recount even in my mind, it was, the temperature was hotter when you left. Oh, mama. Like it was more abuse towards her. Everything was heightened. It wasn't like, oh, everybody could breathe now. The problem is gone. It's a happy family. Everything was heightened. Everybody was on high alert. I just remember being on high alert all the time, more than any child ever should. Like, you're going to learn how to do this. Okay, I can learn how to do it. So my get back was always, I can learn how to do it, and I'm going to be the best at it. I'm going to show you. I will show you. So my whole motto was, I will show you, I will show you, I will show you. But it was perpetual. So it was, everything was heightened. Did anyone care? Mama cared.
Yeah.
Because it was always, we're going to visit your brother. And it's a shame that was normalized because you're supposed to be here. But I knew on Saturdays we were going to visit my brother.
And we was going to go to that record shop, Cal's record
Yeah.
shop. Get
Oh,
some
yeah.
tapes
Gateway.
Yeah.
Yeah. We were going to visit. So my memory is more like how it's more experiential, like how it felt. I was glad to go visit you when I was younger. I was really glad. But as I got older, it's like, I'm trying to go play with my friends. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I remember that kind of progression. But I will say in the home, it was heightened. It might have been like a situation like, did you contribute to that? Or if someone, I don't know their conversations, but I know it was heightened. And then there was some other people introduced in the situation, and that just became even more disrespectful from that end. I will do what I want. It seemed like all bets were off then.
So it seemed like to me, from knowing about that situation,
Yeah.
it seemed as though maybe the force was on me so much because he always said, look, we both Capricorns and we couldn't have been two kings in the castle. It was only one king in the castle, and that's me. So maybe he thought that I was getting older and I was more observant and I was going to tell something anyway. So he had to get me out the way some kind of way. So I'm thinking that it was intentional because he knew I was going to be a problem. Me and Mom came from California. I know that he thought that maybe he didn't like how close we were because of that. And he like, shoot, I'm the man of the house. I don't care nothing about your son.
Right. Yeah.
It was that
could
type
have
of
been.
vibe.
And then that comes from his own childhood things that maybe he didn't feel as cared for in his environment.
Yeah.
Like the care you got. So then you're fighting against yourself. But anyway, that's just in my mind. I want to say something about how it's just, let me think, because I can only remember experiences. I know for a long time that would annoy you and Mama. Y'all would be like, you know what he did? And I'd be like,
I thought it was cap. I thought you was capping because you was covering up riding with the abuser. I thought you was like, so you don't know nothing. You ain't see that? You ain't hear that?
oh my God.
You know what I mean? It was crazy. So when I left, that's when y'all got introduced to the different type of diets.
Yeah.
I remember y'all telling me, he said you couldn't drink
You
regular
see,
water and all that. It got extreme. He was
That's what I'm saying. The temperature went way too high.
The food, what type of, just talk briefly about that.
It was
about
just different diets. Like you said, I grew up not eating beef or pork. So that was not bad, but that's where it started. Then it was like the all vegetable diet. Then it was just like all raw vegetable diet. Then it was like a no water diet. There's a scripture in the Bible that says those who are deceived will fall further and further into deception. Like they will get darker and darker. I just feel like it got darker and darker. And that's what people don't realize when you roll with the abuser, so to speak. You are then giving that individual, that situation, license to go in an entirely off in a direction that's just way off base.
Yeah.
I feel like from what I felt at the time, it just was then at 100%. If it was 50 when you left, everything got turned up to 100. It did not go down. Yeah. Everything became very extreme. And so I do think that there's value in standing up. And I do know there are people who try to stand up and it looks like nothing happened or they got knocked down even more. But I am here as a living witness to say, when you don't stand up, that doesn't make things better from what my experience was.
Yeah.
It only fuels the fire.
Yeah. Yeah. And you said something to me about the best way to describe me was being the catalyst.
Oh, yeah. You're the catalyst. You're a catalyst type individual. It just kept coming to my mind that sparks a change, and it's usually not welcomed. It's not always wanted if something or someone is a catalyst type person, you know. And I describe myself as the hope for better because I did see maybe more sides later than you saw. You saw a really good side of Dad when you first met him. Then you saw this other side, and that's where it left off for you, really, till you got older. But I felt the bad. And then I heard the different pushes to be great and things like that, things that could be perceived as encouraging or whatever, or the philosopher that I could just sit down and go round and round with, but could not heal themselves or could not have philosophy around why we don't do this to people. There was no accountability in that. And I was always hopeful that maybe I could talk Dad to a point where there was a realization that, you know, I just really shouldn't do it. My bad. But that wasn't my job. No. So that phone call we had was very freeing.
And
to me to let the jobs go.
And to clear the air. Yeah. This was something else that was discussed on the phone call.
Go ahead.
I asked you this question, so I messed myself when I asked you. And this was a hypothetical.
Please, everyone.
Hypothetical. That doesn't mean it's going to happen. But I took it another way.
Right.
I asked you if your dad abused me and it went left.
To the point of you not being here.
And I would have passed away as a result. Do you think that this would have been covered up? Or do you think that people in the household would have told the authorities what it was so he could have been held accountable? And your answer to that was, I think, you're asking me in all honesty, which I did, I think we would have covered it up. Because remember, I was 4. So I'm doing what a child should do. And you just felt as though that y'all would cover it up.
Yeah, and I said that without even thinking. Like, I didn't say, well, let me get back to you. I knew it would have been covered up.
Why did you say that?
Because the whole experience you went through was covered up. How do I know that? Just in hearing fragments from other people. Oh, we wonder what happened to you when they would see you. And I'm like, no one knew what happened to you?
Yeah.
And so even with that extreme situation not occurring, thank God, I could tell by the lived experience, like how it would have been.
Yeah.
Because there was no accountability taken for what did happen to you.
Yeah. So my thoughts on it, I took it like, dang, man.
They would have covered it up. Like, you took it like we would have maybe even
hid the body.
Hid the body. It went
and
way out.
Yeah. I took it as that, but then I took it as, dang, nobody really loved me for real.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's just the bottom line. Like, and so it made me dig deeper, and I was like, then who am I to these people? I know who they are to me, but who am I to them? Because sometimes you might think, how many times you've been in a relationship and you think, these person love me, and they're like, man, that's just a bust down. You know what I'm saying? But the other person like, I really love. So I was having those type of thoughts, and it took me to a different place.
Yeah. And just to clear the air about that, we loved you, but.
I still do.
And let me not say but, because but cancels it.
Yeah.
We love you. And we're also under this regime. Mine, youngness, what can I do? Mom will have to share her own story. So I always think about, my sister says things can coexist. Like 2 things can be true. We loved you, and we also were under or in a situation that you were not given love, you know what I'm saying? And we didn't distance ourselves from that. And so it makes you think, did you love me at all? Yeah. We did. And I know for a fact I did. And I know for a fact Mama did, because that's the example she set. Yeah. She set that example. We loved you, bro. And we still do. Our hands were tied. Our hands were tied.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
our hands were tied.
Yeah. I mean, I get that. That's the reason why you asked me, we were talking and you were like, this is like the anniversary of me calling you, telling you that dad passed. How do you feel about that? I needed a minute.
Yeah.
I needed a minute. I'm not that type of person like that because a part of me loved him, you know what I'm saying? But I don't love what he did.
Right.
I think I cried and I was questioning why I was crying. Because how can you cry over, somebody that did so much bad? I felt like he was trying to kill me.
Yeah.
And Mom. Like, I can't feel remorse for somebody that's trying to kill me.
Right.
And take me out this world. You know what I mean? So I felt it was a relief and a release.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
And I can't remember that day, even with my own father. I remember that he passed around the Super Bowl time, like around February. But I don't really remember. I don't remember his birthday, nothing like that, because he just didn't. We were trying to get it together, but he didn't do the right thing by me.
Right.
So my secret sauce is I just keep it moving. This stuff right here, it just hurt. It hurts so much. But if we want people to come on here and tell their story, it's not pretty. It's not.
No. And they have to tell all this.
And I'm glad. Cry. I don't even like.
I don't
you know
think
what I'm
I've
saying?
ever seen you cry, except for at dad's.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I'm glad to see this.
Yeah, but I'm good though. But yeah, but it's a lot.
Yeah.
We're left to pick up the pieces.
Yep.
And the reason why we're doing it again, success on paper, that don't mean nothing, man.
Right. Yep.
That if you don't get these issues out,
right,
and do this work and come forward and get it off you, it ain't about no show. It ain't about money. You can lose all that if you're not healed inside.
Right.
And it may not look like therapy. This might be your therapy.
Right.
But you got to get it out. And you got to be honest with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Me, I've tried to mask it with success.
Yeah.
Man, I'm going to make 6 figures. I did that. Double that, triple that, quadruple that, whatever. But still was empty.
Yeah.
Still.
Wow.
Still looking for acceptance. You know what I'm saying? In certain situations. Still just not living in the moment. Just trying to fast forward through life and go to the next thing so I can get to the good part. And feeling like that success is going to make me be okay. And I'm okay. I'm not, like that, but I know I can do better. And it affects, whether you know it or not, all of your relationships.
Every single one of them.
And your personal relationship, your relationship with God is the most important. The business relationships isn't. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the only thing that sustained me. But you just sit and you just think like, dang, why did so much bad happen to me? And where were people at? Where were the adults? Where were the friends of the people that were abused? Where were they at? They were like, oh, that ain't none of my business. How many times have you checked a friend?
A lot.
And they tell you something in confidence and you be like, you're wrong for that.
Yeah.
You shouldn't do that. Don't do that. You need to do it this way. Those are real friends. I think a lot of people have people around them that aren't really real friends. They're minions or yes men or women.
Or whatever. Or
beaters.
Beaters. They just trying to be around you, leeches, to see what they could get.
Yeah.
But it's funny you say that because I was talking to Mama recently and I was telling her a situation I had. I said I had to call 911. And 911 is my best friend, you know. And she was like, I don't have no 911. So I think we need to know. She, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So she ain't have nobody to be like,
Yeah.
get out of there. We got you. Yeah. She said that, and it didn't hit until just now.
Yeah. So it's just, when I'm not pointing the finger on her, like sometimes you get so deep in the situation until you figured this is how it's going to be. It's going to be the best. And I seen pictures of mama after I left the house, like with y'all exercising and stuff.
You could see the pain in her eyes, right?
I seen death in her eyes. She was gone. She had no life in her eyes. She was going through the motions. Her body was there, but she wasn't there. He had drained the life out of her.
Mm-hmm.
So just because you breathing don't mean you living.
Right.
You know, so.
And to your earlier point, her heart was gone.
Yeah. I want to clear the air too on something else. I don't think that I'm mom's favorite. I don't think.
Now you can really cut the camera. Cause
I don't think that.
Yeah, I'm messing with you. I know that. I know.
I just think
It's more of a Deion Sanders thing. Like, who is her favorite? That's how I be seeing it. I know.
But I think it's some wrongs that she wish she could rewrite.
Real.
You know what I mean? And we've had a conversation. Damn, I cry ugly. That's why I don't cry. But we had a conversation, and so it's like, how long are you gonna beat somebody up for something that they did? To your point of the other show, you got to move on.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? People know that they should have did different or maybe made a different decision. But what do you do? That was in the 80s.
Yeah.
Right? That was it started in the mid 80s. I graduated in 91. How long? So that's why I was torn about telling this story. How long are we going to keep on? You know what I'm saying? Why did you do this? Why did you do this? I don't understand why you did that. I told you I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing else I can do but tell you that I'm sorry.
Right.
I came to see you. I was involved as much as I could be. But you got in the system. They wanted the money, and I couldn't get you back.
Right.
That's what you're saying? I got to go with that.
Right.
Okay, I love you, mama.
That's right.
I love you, but I'm not going to demonize you because we've all made mistakes.
Right.
I can tell you this, the older I get as an adult, I can see things differently. I can see it better, but God had his hands on me, and I'm just glad that it wasn't a different story.
Yeah.
To where we were doing this interview from a jail cell, or you just doing the interview because it's something else.
Mm-hmm.
Because childhood trauma, it doesn't go away. And what happens, this is how people crash out. You have that, just think like you baking a cake or whatever. You have that as a base.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have regular life traumas.
Yeah.
Then you have trauma on top of that.
Yeah.
Now you got this big old trauma cake. And you crashed out because you feel like everything's all bad.
Yeah.
And then you go back and you think to your childhood. You was like, man, I wasn't never supposed to be here.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So,
but
God,
this isn't reliving. This is finally processing that. Because like you just said, I don't ever cry. This had to come out at this time. Now we can heal from here.
Yeah. Yeah.
We needed that phone call. That's why we telling y'all we have no map, no template. We don't know. We are taking you through the process of healing as we're going through it.
Yeah.
And you may see a lot of this. And when people come on, we just want you to know your healing journey is unique. But just stay on the journey.
That's right.
Because we didn't plan this.
Nah. Phyllis, how many times you done seen me cry in my life? 3 times?
3.
In 34 years? Yeah, nah. That's another thing. Emotions. You just,
oh man.
When you leave, I always say that all my tears left my body when I left that house.
Mm.
I cried a lot. You know what I'm saying? Because I was like, man. But it hardens you. That's how, like, people, they see people in the streets and they like, man, I don't know how they get in the street life, how they do this and that. I know how. I know exactly how.
Mm-hmm.
Because you get hardened, and once you get hardened, you don't care. You desensitized, so you about whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how that happens. So they don't start out that way.
Right.
But they've been hurt so much till they feel like they don't even matter anyway. So I don't care about no consequence. Once you get a person that don't care about consequences, it's a wrap.
Yeah.
I've been there.
Mm-hmm.
I've been there. Yeah.
I'm so thankful. Without you sharing, I wouldn't have known. It just would have been. And then my brother left the home. Then he graduated. Everything just is a highlight reel.
Yeah.
But you forget there's years, months, days in between
Yeah.
that you had to live this.
Important moments.
I'm just so glad that we're doing this. This is important.
Yeah, me too.
I hope some other people enter into this with us.
Yes, but just when you come, this is what I'll tell you. And I can tell you this from scratch, from my experience. Be truthful and be real. Because I could tell you the first episodes, we were talking through it, but I can be like, yeah, and this happened and blah, 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 blah. How did it make you feel? Yeah, I was sad, but I got through it. And look at me now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Nah.
Yeah.
But you're not healing because you're not being, how many psychologists or psychiatrists that you talk to, and they say, I can't really help that person. I had to just turn that client away because they trying to game me.
Yeah.
Telling me what they think I want to hear, but they not getting healing because they're not being honest.
Right.
I can't help no person like that. So you can't help yourself until you're honest with yourself. And it may not be this. You may not want to be on camera.
Right.
That's okay. We can help you with that, but you got to get it out. It's going to come out at family functions. It's going to come out when things get bad. It's going to come out. You ain't even gonna know where it came from.
Right.
And it's going to come out,
So it's good to get it out.
Absolutely.
And just know there's a process to that. So you might stay on the journey. Keep talking it out. Because we've been talking about this for years and you've never been to this point.
No.
But you're here now.
Yeah.
Because each and every time another layer is pulled back.
Exactly.
So you may not be full out the first time. But the more you talk, the more in safe spaces, the more God works on your heart, the more will come out.
And abusers, please stop talking about, I ain't do nothing to them. That never happened.
Right.
Painting a false narrative, lying, making people feel like whatever's going on in their head is in their head. It's on them. I ain't never did nothing to them. Because that's just the most painful thing that you can do is discredit and just be dismissive of that. So it just makes it seem like you're crazy. We see that in the news, right?
Right.
You're crazy. I don't know. They're crazy. They're a raging lunatic. I don't know. They're just, and you know good and well you did that. People saw that. We seen that. I felt that.
I was just saying in
I
my
got the
head,
documentation. Like you can go
we see you.
to HR. Why wasn't I in the home then? Because I just didn't want to be there? I wanted to be with my family.
Period.
I wasn't there because I just wanted to go on a mission to be in foster care. I was telling Phyllis this the other day. When I went into foster care, it was like mid-'80s. So what they do is I was in emergency shelter. When they took me from the home, I went to emergency shelter. Then from that, they assigned me to a social worker, Miss Gwendolyn Ansley. I think she just recently passed away. I had a conversation with her, and she said, you know what? There's really a shortage of foster parents, but we're going to see what we can do to get you in a home, but there's no guarantee. If we can't get you in a home, we're going to try to place you with relatives, but if we can't, we're going to have to put you in the shelter. I'm like, the shelter? Yeah, there's the shelter. And the shelter is where they put bad people too. Mm-hmm. Like people that were in the streets is doing crazy. It was like a little mini jail, really. Mm-hmm. So I was like, dang. So I just felt in my mind, dang, I'm going to get punished for something that I ain't even do. Mm. She was able to get me a foster home, the home that I was placed in with Miss Daniels. Beautiful lady. She was real sweet to me. She was actually getting out of the business. Mm. So, I fell in love with the family. They fell in love with me. But I think her husband at the time they had their own kids, and he wanted them to concentrate on their kids. Mm. And so she couldn't be a foster mother anymore. So then I went to Miss Thomas, who was her mother's house, lived there. Then that's when they placed me with my dad. He dropped the ball. You say you get a bad rep because of your daddy. Mm-hmm. I got a bad rep because my dad's wife was mom's line sister. Mm. And every time she saw me at the dinner table, she saw mom. And she couldn't take it, and she was like, Ed, I can't take it. So he made it harder on me to push me out. So it wasn't like he told me to go, but I asked to go. And he was like, okay, all right, I'll have your ticket in the morning. Because it was going to make his life better. Went from there to living with my aunt, you remember, in Ohio. She had 5 kids, so that was a little rough too. All of us striving for attention and stuff. Granny was there. That didn't work out. Then I went to Miss Frazier's house. I'm sorry, let me back up. That was at Mama Holly's house before that, before I went to Ohio. But I just felt passed around. You know what I mean? I didn't get into detail on those shows, but it makes you feel some kind of way. You're like, damn. I'd be lying to you if I told you that I didn't want to be here no more, you know? I didn't feel like nobody would miss me anyway. So I had to get past that. Y'all checked in. That was on Saturdays.
Right.
During the week, I'm still trying to battle those issues in my mind. But God, man, God. But they did keep me in the church. I know Miss Frazier had me in the church. Mama Holly had me in the church. You know, about everywhere I went, I was in the church. So I know that saved me. I had that foundation. I think a lot of us don't have that foundation. So without that, ain't no guardrails. You feel like it's you.
Right.
It's you that got to make it happen. It's you that have to protect you. And if you don't protect you or nobody helps to protect you, then what's the point?
Right.
But I was taught about God. Now, we study the Bible and stuff like that, but
it was also
another episode, but that did mess me up with my faith because all I saw in my life was contradiction. I know we all need to be worked on, but I never saw nobody that was actually living like that. I seen people that would talk it, use it as a weapon, but not actually live it. But that's a whole nother episode.
We got a lot.
I know. We got to get to the people too.
We're going to get, yeah. So,
all right.
Man.
Love you, sis.
Love you too.
All right. Hopefully this will bless somebody.
Lots.
This is my story. What's your story? Turn the camera on you. Tell your story. He brought you to it. Can bring you through it. He had his hands on my life. God, won't he do it? This is my story. What's your story? Turn the camera on you and tell your story. He brought you to it. Can bring you through it. He had his hands on my life. God, won't he do it?